Hello students, today we are going to study a new chapter in geography, that is the economy and occupations. So let's see, this is a very interesting chapter. You all must have studied about economics in the lower classes also, like in 9th standard. Now what is a economy? Economy is everything that is related to money. Okay, now for example, an economic activity of an economy of a country depends on the activities that is carried out in the country. Okay, so whatever activities are carried out, the agriculture or the other occupations that is carried out in the country for money, that is related to economy. So you can see on page number 53 there is a diagram also. Four pie charts are given, pie diagrams are given. In that very clearly they have shown Brazil's and India's population, how they are engaged in different activities. That is, in our economy we have primary, secondary and tertiary occupations. So how many people are engaged in different sectors, that is very clearly shown in the pie chart. Okay, you can see. Okay, I had explained this to you earlier also. Okay, in the pie chart you can see Brazil and India's population, percentage of population engaged in various sectors. Okay, like primary, secondary and tertiary. Then you can see a geographical explanation is given. We saw that India has larger national income. Okay, you can see in the pie chart it is very clearly shown. Only 5.5% people in Brazil are engaged in primary occupation. At the same time in India it is only 17%. That means in Brazil it is less, primary occupation is less. Then same way if you see secondary occupation also, in Brazil it is 27.5, that is more, and in India it is only 26. And same for the tertiary occupation, that is 67% in Brazil and only 57% in India. Okay, so then you can see the percentage of people engaged in various sectors, this way they have shown. So with this we come to know, we saw that the national income, we saw that India has higher national income compared to Brazil. Okay, national income is more, but the per capita income is less. That means person wise the income is less. Okay, and if you go to see the overall income of India is more compared to Brazil. But still you can see India and Brazil, the economic condition is almost same. We have mixed economy. For example, India is a developing country. At the same time, Brazil is also a developing country. If we compare India and Brazil to USA, you can see both are developing countries. If you compare with USA is a completely developed country. So that is why you can see our national income is more, but our per capita income is less. If you see the people who are, suppose we take the example of a driver who is working in India, he must be getting paid a 10 or 15,000 or maximum 20,000. If he goes to USA, the income of that person will be more. The same job which he is doing here of driving, he is doing over there also, but in USA his salary will be more. It can be 60-70,000 also Indian money. So you can see the same job which he is doing in India, he is doing in USA, but he is getting more money, like the income is more. Okay, for that is why you can see many people leave India and go to other countries, because they are developed countries. The same job which they do here, if they do there, they get more income, because they are developed countries. Their technology is modern, their mechanical strength is very good. Okay, their national and per capita income is very good. So you can see they are completely developed countries. In this way you can see India and Brazil both are developing countries and we have mixed economy. So now let's see the occupations of Brazil and India. First we will start with Brazil's occupation. The main occupation in Brazil is agriculture. Agriculture here is much developed. You can see Brazilian highlands are there, coastal areas are there. There are a lot of now the climate is very good for the agricultural this occupation. You can see because of the good climatic condition, there are a lot of variety of crops here. Again, you can see rice is grown in the coastal areas. Then you can see corn is grown in the central part of Brazil. Then you can see as we studied in the earlier chapters, Brazil is very good for coffee, cocoa, rubber, soya bean, then sugar cane. Okay, it is the leading exporter of coffee, as you all study in the earlier chapters also. Then you can see lot of fruit gardens are there, orchards, that is bananas, pineapples, oranges, okay, citrus fruits. Then you can see Brazil is also good for animal husbandry. Apart from agriculture, it is good for animal husbandry also. You can see there are a lot of grasslands in the southern part of Brazil. So the animals are left over here for rearing. Okay, the pasture lands are very good. Okay, then after agriculture comes the mining occupation. Okay, mining occupation is carried out on a large scale in Brazil. It is having a lot of deposits of iron ore, manganese, nickel, copper, bauxite, tungsten, diamonds, okay, are largely found in this area. Then Amazon river basin areas are also good for you can see mining activity. Lot of natural resources are there near the Amazon river basin. Okay, because it is a very dense forest area. Amazon is a very dense forest area. People go very less in these areas because of lack of transportation. So the natural resources are not exploited. So lot of natural resources are there in this area. Then Brazilian highland, this area is also in very good demand for the mining activities. Okay, the mining activities have flourished in this area. Then you can see after mining comes fishing. Fishing is another important occupation in Brazil. For example, you can see North Atlantic and South Atlantic oceans are there. Okay, the Brazilian coastline, as you studied in the second chapter, third chapter and all, you all see, you all saw that it is 7,400 kilometer. There is a you can see a meeting, a confluence of warm water and cold water, and which is a very good breeding area. When warm water and cold water meet in one place, that place is very good for fish breeding. So lot of fishes are there. That is why Brazil has become also one of the you can say important places, important countries where fishing is done on a large scale. That is like agriculture. Fishing is also a traditional occupation here. You can see the fishermen are still using primitive techniques. Primitive techniques means the olden techniques, the old techniques of catching fish, that is with the help of net and all. Then they are using boats and ships and all that to catch the fishes. Lot of fishes are famous here. Some of the famous fishes which is found here are swordfish, shrimp, lobsters, sardines. Okay, these are the famous fishes, okay, which are caught in this area. And then you can see there are, apart from coastal area fishing, that is sea fishing, there are the inland fishing is also very famous. Inside Brazil you can see many rivers are there. Okay, so they are catching lot of fishes there also. So the Brazil, you can see agriculture, mining and fishing are the important occupations. Apart from all this, you can also see industries have become very good. Apart from agriculture and all these things, industries are also developed. You can see the major industries of Brazil are iron and steel, okay, automobile industry, petroleum processing, chemical production, cement making technology, based industries. Then you can see traditional industries of like food processing industries, sugar, cotton, silk, woolen industries. Okay, so these all industries are flourishing in Brazil. Okay, you can see large number of industries are concentrated in the southeastern region. Southeastern region, you can see lot of industries are there, and you can see northeastern region, the industries are very less. Okay, now the government is also taking, the Brazilian government is also taking lot of initiatives, and they are making new plans, new investment in northeastern region also to start more industries. Okay, so students, you can see these are the main occupations of Brazil. Students, let's see the main occupations of India. In India also, the main occupation is agriculture. You all know India's backbone, you can see the backbone of our economy is agriculture. India is known as an agricultural country. Okay, so India is very famous for agriculture. 60% of India's population still are doing agriculture. Okay, 60% of Indian land, 60% of Indian land is under cultivation. Most of the agriculture, you can see, most of the villages, you can see agriculture is carried out. Okay, compared to Brazil, India's GDP is high. That means India's gross domestic product is high compared to Brazil. You can see the percentage of population engaged in agriculture is also high as compared to Brazil. That means more and more people in India are engaged in agriculture. Then you can see the climate in India is very good for agriculture. The soil is very good. If you if you take a train and if you go to your native place, you will see on the way only, you will see as you go from different places, different states, as you enter different states, you will see different types of crops are there, different types of climate is there, the color of the soil is different. Each and every state you enter, you will see a different soil, different climate, and different crops are there. So a variety, you can see, that is why India is known as a diverse country. Okay, a lot of you can see according to the season the crops are growing here. Then you can see the crops which are very famous in India are rice, wheat, sorghum, millets, maize. Okay, and apart from this, we also have cash crops. Now what are cash crops, students? Cash crops means the crops which we sell or which we export to other countries and we get very good money. Okay, not the things which it is things that we eat, but like tea, coffee, cotton, sugar cane, rubber, all this come under cash crops. We get lot of money by selling these things. Then variety of spices. You all know India is very famous for spices. Okay, so lot of spices we get here. We get lot of fruits, vegetables. Okay, so our agriculture is very good. Okay, India's agriculture is very good. India, the backbone of our economy is our agriculture. Then comes the occupation fishing. Fishing is also a very important occupation in India. Students, I told you all in the previous chapters also, India is known as a peninsular country. Peninsular country means 3 sides India is covered with water. Okay, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, and Bay of Bengal. 3 sides we have water, and that is why marine fishing, or you can see the sea fishing, is very good in India. Apart from that, inland fishing is also good, and you all know, because apart from seas, India has very good rivers also. Lot of rivers are there in India. Many rivers are there in India, and inside the river you can see inland fishing is also carried out. Okay, the states which have lot of fishing, you can see the people, the fishing is also carried out on a large scale. At the same time, people also eat lot of fishes in this area, like Maharashtra, Goa, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Odisha. These states eat lot of fishes, and fishing is also done on a large scale. Then you can see 40% of the fishes that we catch come from the coastal coastal areas, that means from the sea, and 60% of the fishes are carried out from the inland. Okay, for example, coastal areas of Kutch, Malabar, Coromandel. Okay, these places are very famous for fishing. Then the fishes which are famous are sardines, mackerels, Bombay duck, prawns, etc. clupets, okay, silver bellies, okay. These are caught in the Bay of Bengal areas, regions, okay. So these are the you can see fishes which are found in India. Apart from coastal area fishings, we also have freshwater fishing. I told you 40% comes from the sea fishing and 60% comes from the inland fishing. So here also you can see inside the country also you can see lot of inland fishings are done, like canals are there, ponds are there, irrigation channels are there, then tanks are there, okay, lakes are there. In this also fishes are caught and fish breeding is done, okay. Then apart from mining, apart from fishing, mining is also a very important occupation in India. For example, Chota Nagpur area is a big storehouse of minerals, you can say. Mining is done on a large scale in Chota Nagpur area. Then you can see coal is found in the Korba regions of Chhattisgarh and in eastern Maharashtra. Then we have mineral oils. Okay, lot of mineral oil is also found in India, that is in Digboi, Assam, Mumbai High in the Arabian Sea, that means inside the Arabian Sea, Mumbai High, there lot of mineral oils are found in Maharashtra. Then Kalol and Koyali in Gujarat, okay. Then there are a lot of mineral oil reserves which are found near the rivers also, like for example river Godavari. Near the river Godavari you can see mineral oils are found. Then stones like marble stones are found in Rajasthan. Kadapa stones are found in Andhra Pradesh. So you can see fishing, mining, agriculture, these are the important occupations of our country. You can even see the distribution of industries in India is very uneven. Some places you can see more industries are there, some places you can see less industries are there. Wherever there are a lot of natural resources, where natural resources are found more, there you can see more industries are there, concentration of industries are more. And wherever you see less raw materials are available, there you can see the industries are less. Like for example, you can see copper, lead, zinc industries are found in Rajasthan. Steel, manganese, aluminium industries are found in Karnataka. Then aluminium based industries are concentrated in Tamil Nadu. Okay, then you can see like cotton, jute, sugarcane, these industries are located in places where these raw materials are available. For example, you can see sugar industries are mostly like you can see are developed in the area, in the region, in the states of Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh, because sugarcane is more in Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh. Then you can see we have forest based industries, for example paper, plywood, matches, resins, lags, all these industries are found in the areas where these forests are in large quantity. Then you can see coir, copra, fishing, canning industries are found in the regions of coastal Kerala, in the states of Kerala, where the coconut and all these things are more. Then you can see oil refinery industries are there wherever the oil is found. For example, mineral oils like Koyali, Digboi, Noonmati, all these places you can see are having lot of oil refineries. Mathura, Barauni industries are also there near the coastal areas. Then we have cement industries. Cement industries are also you can see are found in areas where located near the raw material producing areas. Then salt industries you can see in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, you can see a lot of salt industries are there. Then apart from this, other industries are also there. For example, mechanical engineering industries. Then you have electrical industries, automobile industry, fertilizer industries, consumer industries. All these industries are located in India. So these industries are located in important towns and cities. Okay. So here you can see how India and Brazil has different occupations. Okay. And these occupations are the backbone of the economy. okay, because these occupations bring lot of money inside the country, okay. And you can see these occupations are very very important for the development of the country. At the same time, you can see India and Brazil is a mixed economy, and both are developing country if you compare to the other developed countries like USA and all, okay. Even though India's national income is high, the per capita income is less. So you can see lot of occupations we are doing in India: primary, secondary and tertiary. Apart from that, we are having lot of like things we are selling, the extra products which we are having, agricultural products we use in our country and we sell, that is we do export. With that also we get the money, so that is also making our economy strong, okay. So this chapter is completely based on that, economy and occupation, how economy is bringing, or how economy is how the occupation is making the economy strong, okay. How it is making our country developing country, it is taking towards the developed countries. So I hope you understood the chapter, students.